Vatanen, Brooks, Higgins, Evans, McRae. We're in the wheel tracks of legends on hallowed gravel. You're about to watch yet more history unfold in the dust here in the MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship. And oh, there will be dust. Welcome to Special Stage. I'm Paul Woodford, and you're about to enjoy some live rally action from round 4 of the series. This is the Kielder Forest Rally, formerly known as the Pirelli International, the Shell Oils Cumbria Rally, and the Andrews Heat for Hire Cumbria Rally. Big names. The Cumberland Sporting Car Club knows how to bolt a rally together, and as last year showed, they really haven't lost their touch. Elliot Payne then comes here leading the charge in the Gold Star. The reigning champ won here in 2022. He's kept his foot on the throttle in those intervening 12 months, and he has come on in pace, experience, and, well, just pure rally speed. Just so quick and solid right now. Make no mistake though, Aaron Newby has blown holes in that Mango Go Fiesta's pace already this season, and he's ready to do it again. Russ Thompson, Matthew Hurst, among the names you can add to your list if you're compiling a roster of potential winners today in Northumberland. Boyd Kershaw, Andy Davison, Neil Andrew are blazing a trail through the trees in the Silver Star, and boy, they are fast. Kershaw comes here 7th in the Gold Star. They don't call him the Flying Kiwi for nothing. It's a family affair in the Bronze Star. Meanwhile, Nige and Kaz Jenkins leading son Luke Watts in the overall standings, but Lewis Hooper won't let the small matter of a rally-first specification sheet on his micro get in the way of hunting down the fastest family in the Forest of Dean. In short, it doesn't matter where you look. There are battles all over the place as the MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship races towards the summer recess. One more rally before a big break. 6 stages today then, 45 competitive special stage miles lying ahead of our crews. It'll be hot, dusty, and it will be grueling inside those rally cars. That much I can guarantee. What the leaderboard might look like by the time the rally takes the theatre back to Hexham for the finish though, well, absolutely no guarantees there, I'm afraid. It's time to find out though. It's time to go rallying once again in the MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship. Thank you for joining us this morning. We will get to some of your comments and some of your reactions, and perhaps read out where you're watching the rally from at some point during this live stream. We're going to be live from stage 1 and stage 4 on today's rally. That's the Yarrow Moor stage. Just over 7.5 miles, and we're just under 2 miles into this first stage. Marshall's whistles blowing, the cars are into the stage. The action is underway, and we've got dust in the air, smoke in the air, smoke in the air. This should be Alan Young, Ashley Young alongside in their Mark II Escort. And it is, again as usual, 1400s and historics. That Escort screaming past us. Bit of an incline here, you probably can't really tell on the camera angle. We're going to have the 1400s and historics through the stage, first in reverse seeded order if you're looking at an entry list. And then we'll go with a separate stream for the main field. It's going to be pretty dusty today, so apologies for any breaks in the not in the action. We'll bring you all the action, but any breaks in the commentary and the audio while I stop and try and declog my throat. It's going to be one of those days. It's lovely and warm though. We've been treated with the weather recently. I don't know what I'm going to do when it's raining and thundering again on a rally. It's going to be so alien to me. Next up should be Ian Holliday, Jane Wright. Now I know this isn't about me, but here's a bit of my rally history. This is my first rally car, the 1999 KA Challenge winning car in the hands of Simon Major. Paul Alexander having the car after that, and I bought the car off Paul. Did a number of rallies in that car. Alex Holliday bought the car. Brought that over from the Isle of Man. And there's Ian with Jane Wright alongside. Jane making the trip from Morton in Yorkshire to sit alongside Ian in that Ford KA Challenge spec car with its sport car bumpers. Looks a little different to when we had it, but for anyone watching who was involved in our efforts back then, good fun, weren't they? They were good days. Nice to see the car out. Will Banks, Sean Hughes, Just seen a picture of them at Hexham Auto Mart, Auction Mart even, at the start, being flagged away before the road section here in that Vauxhall Nova. They've been looking forward to this rally. They ran out of fuel on the rally nuts. They'll be hoping not to do that again. They were 8th in the Bronze Star on the opening round, the Malcolm Wilson rally. 4th in 1400C. It was a DNF at the rally nuts, as I just mentioned. And then they were 3rd Bronze Star, 2nd 1400C car. Back home to the finish on the 3rd round, the Border Counties, just a stone's throw away from where we are here in Northumberland for the Kielder Forest Rally. Got to say, by the way, we meet some great people in this game, and rally organisers, marshals, officials are some of the best, most gracious people you'll ever meet. They give up their time so that we can do this and go rallying. But the organisers here at the Cumberland Sporting Car Club have been something extra special, putting so much effort into making sure we had everything we needed to film this weekend. Thank you to Andy Smith and his team, one of the deputy clerks of the course. Andy's been sending photos through of the filming locations. Just really helpful and great to have that level of support. Helps us to show these rallies in their best light. And they are great events. James Rudd, Oliver Foster through there in their Class 6 Micro. We, of course, are covering the MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship. Our commentary, if you like, our narrative will follow the championship crews in a little more detail. But we will, of course, bring you the whole of the entry as you're used to from Special Stage. So you'll get a flavour of the action right through the entry, I'm pleased to say. So if you're rooting for somebody local, not necessarily a championship crew, do let us know. But you know what, there's quite a few crews who follow this series through in the events, but they don't register for the championship. It's bonkers. Get yourself out there registering. It doesn't cost much, and it means you get on the coverage and you're part of our championship family as well here in the MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship. Douglas Menzies with Graham Menzies alongside there. Berwick and Howick. Borders Car Club members respectively in their Mark II. Just caught up with a name you'll recognise, or names you'll recognise. Marcel Freeling, Karen Robinson, remember those two? Yeah. Formidable competitors back in the golden era, about 10 years ago or so, of the Fuchs Lubricants Bronze Star Series here in the BTRDA. Just caught up with them on the stages. Marcel's got a MG3 that the pair are going to be out contesting, hopefully on the stages shortly. They were hoping to be on the Malcolm Wilson. It wasn't quite ready. But they're very involved in the MG3 trophy, and I've mentioned it a few times. These cars are cracking fun on the road. They make great rally cars, really good value, really chuckable, they look good. And there you see, just on cue, Tom Constantine, Tony Walker in their MG3. Told you, fabulous looking rally car, and good to catch up with some old names as well. Mark Constantine, Tom's dad, is watching his son from a sun lounger in Tenerife. So he reliably informed me yesterday. Hopefully that plan came to fruition. Good picture on Facebook from Mark Fisher alongside Rob Wright. Reigning Silver Star champions off to stage 1. Looking happy inside that Mark II Escort, looking nice and relaxed and cool as well. They won't look that relaxed and cool by the time they reach the end of the 6 stages, the 45 competitive miles today. Luke Watts here, Mummy's Little Squirt is his nickname from Mum. Kaz Jenkins, who's co-driving for Nige Jenkins. Producer Wayne's giving me one of those looks. It's what she calls him. It's his affectionate nickname. Apparently he's delighted with it, and it really helps with his street cred, so his mum was keen that I pointed that out on the live coverage. I just imagine Nigel and Kaz Jenkins sat in the line-up for the stage at the moment, absolutely giggling their heads off inside that green Bronze Star Nova. Luke's going well, actually. I mean, it is a family affair, as I mentioned at the beginning of the coverage. 2nd place in the Bronze Star standings in a 1400C MG ZR behind his mum, who will, no doubt, if she's not watching now, enjoy watching this part of the coverage back. He was 9th, Luke Watts, in the Bronze Star at the first round, 12th in the second round, 6th and 3rd in class respectively, and last time out 5th Bronze Star, 3rd in class, a good finishing record as well. Nick Welch, Ben Welch, in a fantastic Opel Kadett. They've only done the East Riding stages in 2023 over from Beverley, which would explain why perhaps they've only done their home round if they weren't doing a few rallies this year from my neck of the woods. Not sure if that isn't Pete Smith's old Opel Kadett. Certainly, if not, there's not one but two of them in that neck of the woods. They were 5th historic car though on the East Riding stages, so if you are keeping your eye on the overall results here at the Kielder Forest Rally, do keep your eye on that one, because I have a feeling that that's going to be one of the cars to keep your eye on the order. Dylan Fowler Bishop now coming into view in his Micra. He's been looking forward to this one after a DNF last time out, pushing hard, the bonnet flapping under the bonnet pins as that Micra bounces along this first stage of the day, just under 2 miles into this first 7.5 mile stage here in Yarrow Moor. Ignoring that DNF from the last round, they come here 5th in the Bronze Star series, the Fuchs Lubricants Bronze Star category, after a 7th overall Bronze Star finish on the opening round of Malcolm Wilson, a 4th Bronze Star overall finish on the Rally Nut stages, 3rd and 1st in 1400C respectively. Luke Watts, Matt Rogers will have to keep an eye in their mirrors for that little blue and yellow Micra, that is for certain. Mark Constantine just rubbing it in that he's laid by the pool in the sun. Well, I'm laid by a rally stage, laid in the sun, so I don't know what you're on about, Mark. Know where I'd rather be. Cough. Dina Lorenko, wishing everyone a safe and great day. And big hello to Colin Minton and Bonnie Papa, who you'll see from shortly. Car 119, a late entry, not appearing on the official entry list, so can't give you any information on that Marquin Escort other than it looks glorious, doesn't it? Geeking up the dust. Wow, is it dusty here? We've been sending information to Andy Smith, the Deputy Clerk of the Course, because there was worries talking to Graham Parker, the other Deputy Clerk of the Course, at McDonald's this morning, where we had a very typical Rally TV team breakfast before heading out to the stages, and Graham asked us to send some information. So officially I am like a gravel notes crew, a dust notes crew, shall we say, for the event. But actually the dust is clearing within around 30 seconds. So the cars running at 1 minute intervals is absolutely fine here, albeit we are going to get really, really dusty. Hello to Peter James, Neil Henderson. Ashley Curtis loves that Opel. I tell you what, I love that Mark 1 RS 1600 there of Hugo McMillan and Arthur McMillan. Absolutely flying there. BTRDA roaring through the trees. I don't know if Jamie Ganley, our cameraman, can just show you there. You can probably see on the screen there the spectators enjoying the action here. There's a nice atmosphere in the stages. Hope you're enjoying the 2 camera setup that we've got for you here in the first stage as well. We'll be live with you just after 2 o'clock this afternoon, I think it is. I'm looking at producer Wayne for confirmation for the second running of this Yarrow Moor stage. We've got another splendid location lined up to bring you another flavour of the action. Danny Cosgrove's watching from a sunny service area, waiting for car 106. Chris and James in the Nova. We haven't seen Chris Greenall through yet, but we will very soon. First up, though, you know I like a bit of variety. Hey, we've got a really good story coming up and some really nice variety a bit later in the entry. I'll save that for now. Bit of a treat coming up, though. Think big names, Works, rally drivers. Got something to say about them very soon. There's Robin Hamilton with Kenny Maguire alongside. We did see them on the Border Counties rally from East Ayrshire and Mull, respectively. They retired on the Border Counties with a fan belt. Not registered for MRF Tyres BTRD8 Rally Championship points, but as I mentioned earlier, although our narrative will focus on the championship, these rallies are about giving you a full flavour of what's going on, and our sponsors, MRF Tyres, are keen that we show you the full entry because they'd like to be as inclusive as possible and encourage, if you are watching this after the event and you were competing today, encourage you to register for the championship so we can go into a little more detail and bring you into our BTRDA rally family. If nothing else, The party we have at the end of the year is well worth it. And there's a man who likes a party on the stages. Paddy Homan, Tom Homan, started their season on tarmac at the East Riding stages rather than the, well, pretty snowy and inclement Malcolm Wilson rally, but that's one we'll be talking about for a while, won't it? But they came out of the blocks fighting at round 2. 5th Bronze Star overall, 2nd in 1400S. 4th Bronze Star and 3rd 1400S last time out in the Border Counties. They come here 4th in the overall Fuchs Lubricants Bronze Star Championship points table. Hello to Andy Murphy. Always good to have you with us, mate. You're one who knows about that end of year party. You can tell the children all about that, can't you? Got some Isle of Man contingent thanks to Bonnie Papa, who's over here. Melanie Capel, who I think is Bonnie's mum. Yes, Bonnie's mum. Wishing her and Colin Minton luck. Danny Cosgrove, already mentioned you. Catherine Lee, good to have you with us. Jason Taylor, Philip Edwards. There's a man who is absolutely flying. It doesn't look like that. Quite significant crash at the Border Counties rally. Just a big stop into a ditch, and it was a big enough impact to break the rear windows. We'd gone past the car and I've seen the in-car since. Pretty horrendous. Doesn't seem to have dented the confidence though, does it? For Lewis Hooper, who in his rally first, let's not forget that, Nissan Micra comes here 3rd in the overall Fuchs Lubricants Bronze Star standings. 2nd overall Bronze Star in a rally first Micra at the first round, the Malcolm Wilson rally, in quite treacherous conditions, showing his class with a first place in class finish in rally first 1.4, as you might expect with that result. 2nd again in the overall Bronze Star with first in class at the second round of the Rally Nuts, and that DNF we mentioned at the Border Counties. Still 2 maximum scores on the leaderboard so far, and always an entertaining pair to see out now that they've got a diff in that Micra with the change of rules in the rally first regulations. It's even more entertaining to watch. Ashley Francis Adams, another entertaining driver. Lucy Wilding alongside. A DNF to start the year for them. They were 7th overall in the Fuchs Lubricants Bronze Star category at the 2nd and 3rd rounds. 2nd in 1400C at both the Rally Nuts and the Border Counties Rally. A good season from them so far. I do like that Nissan Motorsport-esque livery. Little bit of something different for you this weekend. We're filming a bit of a behind-the-scenes documentary, if you will, here at the Kielder Forest Rally. We've been doing this as special stage for 15 years now, and this is one of the biggest years we've had in terms of the amount of coverage and you know, the size of the audience we've got. And we thought it was about time to show you what goes on behind the scenes, so look out for that really soon. Producer Wayne even makes, or will make, I'm nodding at him, he will make a cameo appearance. There we go, Chris Greenall. James Green alongside in there, Nova pushing hard. Didn't do the first round, the Malcolm Wilson. Discretion was the better part of valour, having seen the weather forecast, no doubt. That Micra really going well. The 1400S spec, the fastest of the 1400s in the Fuchs Lubricants Bronze Star category. The BTRDA class system broken down into 3 overall leaderboards. The Gold Star, 4-wheel drive. The Silver Star, 2-wheel drive, albeit Silver Star can also score in the 4-wheel drive points. We'll come to that a bit later. And then the Bronze Star for the 1400 and below engine classes. And just because sometimes when you look at the entry list, it's hard to gather what we're talking about when we're talking about B14, B13, Bronze Star, Gold Star. In a little while, I will give you a bit of a rundown on the BTRDA class structure and how it works, so that when we're talking about the Bs and the golds and the bronzes, you know what we're talking about. Because I think that's important to bring you into what we're doing, so you can tell the story as you go as well. You can read what we're doing. Stuart Carris, Linda Carris there. Local competitors to me from North Humberside Motor Club, both from York in their Mark 1 Escort Sport. I presume that's a crossflow. I'll probably get proven wrong. My friend Neil Howbridge will be on the blower. It's not a crossflow, Paul. Sounds good, whatever's in it. It's a 1.6, I know that. Should be Dave Forrest and Jamie Forrest up next. A pair who should really be registering for points here in the MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship, because they go so well and they end up competing on so many of the rounds that we cover. It would be great to see them out here fighting in the BTRDA. See, on the limiter past us, nicely sideways in that Strasser Porsche Mark II Escort. Ilkley and District Motor Club members. They came 35th on the overall leaderboard, first in Class 9 on last year's Kielder Forest Rally. Up next then, the fastest on paper and on gravel of our Fuchs Lubricants Bronze Star crews. I saw them in the petrol station getting vital supplies this morning while we were filling up with fuel, and it's always good to have a chat with Nigel and Kaz Jenkins. A fact you might not know about Nigel: when he's driving to rallies on the road sections and towing the car, apparently Kaz says he talks a lot about pigeons and wombles. I don't know if that's a top tip, but if talking about pigeons and wombles is his secret weapon, then perhaps more of you should be talking about those things. 20th overall at the first round in that Bronze Star Nova. Don't forget that was a round of the British Rally Championship as well. First in class on all three of the opening rounds here in the Fuchs Lubricants Bronze Star Series, leading 1400S, leading the Bronze Star, and looking for a championship title, having returned for a full season in 2023 to the MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship. I mentioned the golden age of the 1400 era, and Nigel Jenkins was very much in the thick of things back then. The fastest family in the Forest of Dean. Ernie Graham here, Karen Graham alongside. Wow, doesn't that sound good? The dust swirling in and around those bright blue Mini Light wheels. They were in a Bronze Star car themselves on the opening round. No, they weren't. It was on the, yes. Yeah, it was the opening round, I think. No, it was the Rally Nuts. I'm trying to get my memory right. It's the Rally Nuts. They were in a 1400 Escort. Back in the 1600 for Border Counties. They came 19th on that, second in the Historic Cup. They come here, a podium within their grasp as we barrel towards the mid-season recess here in the BTRDA. Third place in the Historic Cup at the moment for Ernie Graham, Karen Graham. The Yorkshire pair up next. Not too far from Yorkshire this rally. It's a nice journey over. It would have been had the Humber Bridge not been closed for me yesterday. Nightmare. Got here in the end though. Just missed a really nice meal that we had booked. My eldest Mason out here with us assisting this weekend as well. He'll be filming some of the behind the scenes documentary that I mentioned earlier, and he finished his GCSE exams yesterday, so we had a very nice celebratory post GCSE meal booked. Didn't quite turn out that way, but there's no better way to celebrate the end of your GCSEs than enjoying a weekend of rally TV. And good luck to you if you're just finishing your exams or you've just finished your exams. Big time for you. So we've come to the end, I believe, of our 1400s and historic entry. I'm just looking down the entry list. So we're going to wrap things up there for this first stream of the day. We're going to be back live in just a few moments' time when we'll bring you the Gold Star and the battle for the MRF Tyres BTRDA Rally Championship resumes here in the Kielder Forest Rally in Northumberland in just a few minutes' time on special stage. Stay tuned, don't go away, look for that live link coming back up in a few minutes' time.